bruv, you would have seen the Luke Shaw thing, bruv. I don't know where you still stand on this, brother, yeah, but another 4 years for this guy, bro, and he just keeps stealing a living, blood, at this club. I don't know how he keeps doing it, fam.
Well, I swear, I think well deserved.
4 years.
To be fair, I didn't know about the 4 years. I only found out right now. Like, I didn't read too much into it, but beginning of the season, I split the squad into two, and I was like, you know what it is? There's a few man like this season is sink or swim for them. Like they have to prove themselves because you have to bear in mind, like I always say this about Ten Hag. Ten Hag is very fortunate. He's walked into a camp where a lot of these man's deals are coming to an end, so it's easy to get rid of them. It's not like walking in and they've all got 5 years. Shaw, Martial, Rashford, Fred, and bro, Shaw's done his thing. I'll be real. As of late, he's slacked off a little bit, but I'm more than happy for Shaw to be man's left back next year. I'll be real.
Oi,
But you don't
bruv.
rate his thing this year.
Bruv, at centre back, I rate his thing. At left back, I'm not rating it, bro. I'll be real. At left back, I think he's been average. At left back, I think he's the best period he's had for us has been when he filled in for Lissandro. When Lissandro was away, he done his thing at centre back. But at left back, bro, it's crazy, man. Like I think him and Wan-Bissaka, because we do this inverted fullback thing, I think these men get away with it, innit? That's just where it is. There's not pressure on these guys to get down the outside and put crosses in because we don't really play like that no more. But Luke Shaw, man, like in the most recent weeks, he's been horrible, bruv. And you know what it is, yeah? Like, I think when we played the Arsenal game, yeah, and a man come up against Saka that was in the mood, yeah, and I was like, yeah, this ain't it, bro. Man just keeps backing off. Then before you know it, he's in his own box, blood. And every time he comes up against a winger that's willing to take him on, he ends up in his own box, blood. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of them ones where with Malacia, yeah, I like the fact that he's more proactive. Like he goes looking for his winger, blood. He'll hunt you down, blood. Even if he's got to tackle you on the halfway line, he'll come and meet you there. Luke Shaw backs off here. And I think he does some nice stuff on the ball, but off the ball, bro, is where the problem is with him. On the ball, he's tidy. Do you know what I mean? Technically efficient baller, decent first touch. You know what I mean? He's got a decent range of passing and that. Technically on the ball is not the problem. The problem is off the ball, bruv.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think the way you described Malacia is the more aggressive one, whilst Shaw more like he jockeys, like he waits for man to make a mistake and then he capitalizes. Yeah, but I agree with you with the whole like because we're using him as an inverted fullback, that's where he's shining most. But you know what it is? It's like this year, like in terms of our whole approach, we haven't been consistent. Like even the whole inverted fullback shit. Like I've seen it being deployed in some games, and then some games we're not really doing it. Yeah, like depending on the personnel on the pitch. But I think with Shaw, defensively, I'll be real. I think I agree with you when you say the whole he's been best at centre back, but I think at fullback he's been decent for me. Like I haven't looked at Shaw this year and been like, you know what, man needs to improve on you. But I think maybe hopefully next year, if we can become a little bit more possession based and we can control the ball, I reckon that's when you're going to see more of Shaw on the ball. Shaw on the ball for me, bro. Like his crossing is tidy, his passes over the top are tidy. It's just he's inconsistent. So if you would say to me, like, yo, at 27, I'm trying to see some more consistency out of him, I'd agree with that. But he's bro, like man's got too many problems to address at the moment to be stressing about Luke Shaw. One too many problems.
Hey, bro, nah, he's not our biggest problem. No way.
So
he's not our biggest problem.
Nah, as in, like, I'll be real. Like, as in, he's done his thing this year. Like, he actually has. Like, there's been plenty of man that haven't done their thing, but he's done his thing at left back. And at the end of the day, I like the whole Shaw Malacia type of thing. Like, I'm a massive fan of it because beginning of the season, Shaw was starting and he wasn't pulling his weight. And I love the fact that Ten Hag dropped him. Like, he was like, listen, I don't care if you're the senior pro, and this is a kid that I've bought from, I believe it was Feyenoord. I don't really care. Like, this kid is more than good enough to take your spot. And then Malacia came in, and funny enough, Malacia done his thing, but then even he dropped off. And now Luke Shaw's back into the team. So at the end of the day, as long as you've got two men competing for a spot in a healthy manner, then it's all sweet. Like one pushes the other. But nah, like when I saw the news, I was like, well deserved, didn't it? But I haven't looked too deep into it in terms of the money, in terms of the length. I haven't looked into it yet.
I haven't looked at the money because he's already on too much, blood. He's already on 190. So if they're giving him more money than that, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because he shouldn't be over 200k. He's a left back, bruv. And on top of that, like, he's nothing special in it. So, like, I don't know. He's probably going to get pay rise, probably going to go up to about 250, which is scandalous anyway. But, like, if you give him a 4-year deal at his age, you're basically telling him you're Man United's #1 left back for the next 4 years. That's what my issue is, because that means there's no threat of us improving on him. And I think that we can improve on him, especially in the modern game. Yeah, like, having a fullback that ain't really fit, yeah, like, for me is a problem, fam. You know, like that. It's a problem because when players run at him, he looks stressed, bro, all the time. And it's not just this season. Every single season, I have games that stick in my head of wingers, yeah, that when they take him down the outside, more often than not, yeah, they get past him and they put crosses in, bro. Like, he lets people go past him on the outside. He picks up them silly yellows all the time when man just past him and he just pulls him down, bro. It's like every game you get your customary Luke Shaw yellow card, man's cooked him, pulls them down, innit? So it's one of them ones where I don't mind him being in the squad. I said before, I wouldn't mind him being a backup centre back to Lissandro, and we get rid of fucking Harry Maguire and we actually get another left back in, bro. And we kind of use him in both positions. But if we're sticking our hat on him as, yo, this is our first choice left back for the next 4 years, I'm concerned, in it, because I feel like we could do better, bro.
You know what it is? I don't think it would come down to that. I think Ten Hag proper likes Malacia. Like, you could even see the clips of when he was in Holland and the way he spoke about him. Yeah, Malacia definitely has a future. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think it's always good to have two fullbacks that are different to one another, if you know what I mean. Like, one's more aggressive, the other one is a bit more held back. One of them's got that pace, the other one is more technical. So at the end of the day, depending on the opposition, depending on the period of the season, it's always good to have two different fullbacks. But with Shaw, like, funny enough, defensively, I think he's very tidy. Like, in the past, I've seen him pocket Mo Salah week in, week out. I've seen him. The only player from the top of my head that I remember squared up to Shaw and cooked him in the past was Pepe. It was like a game against Arsenal.
Bruv, and Traore, blood. And Adama, blood. Bruv, Adama was, bruv, fisting man up, bro.
I don't remember that one. But maybe, no, as in, like, basically,
I've seen Adama cook Shaw live, blood. 2 weeks in a row, blood, live. Like, that tormented me because man went to Molyneux twice and we lost both times, bruv, I think. Or we drew one and lost one, bruv. We didn't win, blood. And I saw Adama take Shaw here for a walk, blood. You know, like he had a gun into his head, bruv. Like, it was that. Do you know what I mean? And it's that pace down the outside. It's down the outside, bro. And it's like, you can't be letting man get the better of you down the outside. Like, as a fullback, stop the cross, in it.
No, I agree with that. Like, as in, at the end of the day, when it comes to Shaw, yeah, like, in my eyes, I think he's still good enough to be Manchester United's fullback. And you know what it is? Like, you mentioned the whole Arsenal thing when he got cooked by Saka. Bro, like, one of my biggest pieces of criticism from that whole game was, I was like, fam, Anthony wasn't tracking back. Rashford wasn't tracking back. Like, it was literally the fullbacks having to defend for themselves. And you know how Arsenal do it, yeah, with the constant overlaps and the underlaps. And, like, that was one game where I was like, you know what it is? Like, I think it was Wan-Bissaka that played right back. It wasn't Dalot. I was like, that's one game where, funny enough, the winning goal came from our right-hand side and everybody was trying to pin it on Wan-Bissaka. And I was like, fam, like, if you go back and watch the game, the man them were getting no support, yeah. But with Shaw, I'll be real, like, his technical security helps the team a lot. His ability to play in one or two positions helps the team a lot. Like, he's a versatile player.